Before we dive into creating, we're going to briefly give an overview of some of the features that we see here so we can describe and understand a little bit better about this video editing tool and how it's laid out. So we're going to start at the very top here. On the very far left, we have these three horizontal lines. If we click them, we see a menu opens up. At this point, we have some options here. We can open new files or projects. We can start a new edit. We can save this edit right here manually. It does save automatically as you create content, but a good recommendation would be to every now and then go ahead and go over to save it. And you'll see this, and it's set to go. We see here, we can see the version history of this. So we can see the edits that have been made over time. We can change the formatting if we select this. So 16:9 is the default, which is going to be for Chromebooks or computer screens and things like that. If you're looking for more of a flip it vertical, this would be if you wanted to make maybe something for an Instagram post or something you're going to actually look at directly only on your phone, because it's basically similar to the shape of the phone. And then maybe this would be a social media post of some kind if you wanted a 1x1 square. And this is showing you in here how it's going to look. And it has recommendations at the bottom down here, great for these options here. So it gives you some information about how you may want to create this. But the defaulted format is a 16:9 widescreen. So we're not going to change anything here. We're just going to confirm that. When we go back here, we can click settings if we'd like to. So again, this is a default mode, the timeline and storyboard mode. We're going to talk about both of these in a second. And so lastly, at the very bottom here, we see switch to storyboard mode. So we're going to switch to storyboard mode, and we're going to see what that looks like. We're not going to use storyboard mode because it doesn't really give us all of the features and functionality that we want from WeVideo. It kind of condenses and compacts some of the tools that we see here. You could create it in this way, but we're going to go back and we're going to switch back to what's called timeline mode. And this is going to be timeline mode that we see here. We see the timeline listed here, and we're going to be adding content as we go on and we create our video. What we'd like to do next is you can rename it here. You can apply themes automatically, just like you'd apply a theme to a Google presentation. You can apply a theme to a video. And linked resources are listed here. So if you have a Google Doc or an outline, some sort of digital resource that you want to link here so that you have quick access to it while you're working on your video, you can do that here. And we see learn how to link Google Docs, and you can link a resource by clicking here if you'd like to. So we're going to take a look at this toolbar. This is the media toolbar right here, stock media, my media, text, audio. We're going to be using these to search for content that we're going to add to our video, and we see the different types of content. We're going to take a deep dive into these when we get into our video creation in a second. We can import media here. So just like we imported media by going to the media file up here, we can actually import more media. And we see that here's my media. This folder right here, if you click it, it displays content in this window pane here. The my media here is the same as your media up here. Like I said before, now that we're in the editing tool, the video editing tool, we can access our my media. And this way, any of the media that we have uploaded, we can click and access the folder. You can record, so screencasting, narration, all of that is available here. You can record your webcam. And then if you just want to narrate something, you can include a narration, which will record your voice and then insert it down here. We'll take a look at that. This is how we can look differently and filter the media that we have here. So we can filter, we can sort it by date uploaded and descending. We can sort by the type of media we want to insert into our video. We can search just by videos or photos or audio. And again, we can change the look by going to grid mode or list mode in that way. If you want to search by name for a piece of media that you have uploaded in here, you can do that there. And again, this is all under the My Media section. So we see that here's the My Media tab right here. We're going to take a look at stock media next. Stock media are the media that is provided by WeVideo for you. There's thousands upon thousands of video files, image files, and audio files that you can use provided by WeVideo to add to your video. If you want to sort them and refine your search, you can do it in this way. You can also select it by that way. And if you see an image, you can like it, give it a heart sign, and that way when you click the heart, it shows up over here in the heart section. It's kind of like a favorite or a bookmark, if you will. Text is going to be here. We can add text. We can add audio that we see here. These are all the audio files that are provided by WeVideo that we can import here and add to our video. We can add transitions between slides and between content, and we can add background images and GIFs here as well. Once we go down here, we see this is the editing tool down here. We see here's the timeline, and we see what are called layers. These are described as layers. So we have our audio layer, we have our video layer, and we have our video layer 1 and 2 here. We notice we have some controls to turn down the audio and turn up the audio for the whole track. And we have some other options when we click here, and we'll talk about these as we go through. This is where we're going to be adding content right down in here, and we'll manipulate through this. This right here is the time marker here that you can slide around and start and stop your video at different times, and we'll take a look at that. Some people call it a marker or a slider. And over here we have a preview of what the video we create down here, what it looks like when it's all put together in video form. And you can preview what you've created at any point by clicking play here, and we'll do that as well. When we're done with our video, we're going to click Finish. And the Finish is going to create that export. It's going to create the video file for us, and then we can share it in multiple ways at that point, and we'll find out on that in a little bit. So that's a brief overview of some of the features here. Time to dive in.